Holidays are, pretty much the worst time of days for us lonely, undesirable, you know, guys, single guys. And, the worst part is nobody's talking about this. You go to a normie and tell them like, hey, what are you doing on this holiday? They're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna be like out with my friends, with my group of people. I'm gonna be with my girlfriend, with her family, with my family, with my relatives, this, that, the other. Like, they're gonna tell you like a bunch of crap like that, But when you go to a lonely dude, the problem is that with us, that everybody's asking us like, hey, how's your holiday? How are you gonna spend your holiday and all that stuff? Just like they're asking us like, what are you gonna do on the weekend and all that stuff. And typically, most of the time, they know the answer. Most of the time they know the answer, that we're not gonna do nothing and we're just gonna sit home, maybe watch some TV and continue being a doomer. It's just another day for us. But we get heavily judged for that. We actually, people say like, oh, how come this guy's so lonely that even on holidays he's still lonely, And people don't realize that, a lot of people don't want to be like social these days. A lot of people, even if you have people around you, you never know when they're gonna leave. One day I'm telling you, bro, like, you're cool with somebody one day, and the next day they just decide to not be your friend, and they decide to not be around you for whatever reason, And sometimes it's not your fault. Sometimes these people are like, they're just like narcissists. They just want to find flaws about you and dismiss you. And the problem is that, you're going to be at fault. Even though if it's not your fault, you're still going to be at fault. Because, like, people say, like, if you're lonely, that's your fault. Well, maybe people don't want to be around you because you're not attractive enough. Maybe people don't want to be around you because you're not wealthy enough. You don't have enough status. Maybe you're quiet, Maybe you're different. Maybe you don't have the personality of, being a social butterfly and joke around 24/7 with people. Maybe you don't have that. Maybe you're just a good person, but you just don't have those attributes that society deems as normal and attractive, or desirable. So these are the facts that makes you alone, But a lot of people say like, oh, you're lonely because you have a crappy personality. It's because like you don't know how to carry yourself around people. It's because you're just bitter. It's because like you give people negative energy. It's because like you don't know how to behave around people. It's because you don't know how to talk. And I'm like, sometimes it's not about that. Sometimes just like people just don't like you, And when people don't like you, you can't do nothing to change their mind. And a lot of times people are not going to be around you if you're not beneficial to them. So You know, you have to be like beneficial to people for them to be around you. You know, otherwise you're just you're useless, or you're disposable. So holidays are, you know, pretty lonely for us men, for men like us. I can't count how many holidays that I spend alone in my room. I can't count, bro. Like, I'm talking about all holidays. You know, I'm talking about like Easter, Christmas, New Year, Thanksgiving, which Thanksgiving is upcoming. So, what else? Halloween. Shit, there's so many holidays, bro. So many. Easter. It's I can't count like how many holidays that I spent by myself. You know, now don't get me wrong, my mom was there because I'm living with my mom, but I mean, I don't like, I want somebody outside of my family to spend time with. You know, I wanna spend time with my girl. I wanna spend time with my friends. I wanna spend time with, you know, people that I'm connecting with, you know, people that I relate to, people that actually like me to be around them. You know, I don't want to be around my mom 24/7, bro. Like, that doesn't count. But you know, when people decide to isolate you, that's what happens. You know, when people decide to like not including you in any social events or any like gatherings and all that stuff, that's what happens. You know, you become alone. You have to spend time by yourself. And I'm not saying like that's 100% a bad thing, because me personally, I'd rather spend my time alone than spending my time around wrong people or around people that I don't relate to. You know, because most of the time, not most of the time, almost every time that's the case. You know, every time I go out, it's just like I don't relate to people. I don't relate to their conversation. I don't relate to their mindset. Like, the way they view world is completely different than mine. So what's happening is that they can sense that, and they just be like, you know what? I'm good. Like, this guy's like useless. You know, this guy's weird and all that stuff. Like, they call you weird because like you don't view the world like they do. You know. And that's what happens like most of the time with me. You know, most of the time when I try to, you know, when I try to talk to people, it's just like it never goes anywhere. You know, sometimes it ends bad, you know, before it starts. You know, like, sometimes when I'm talking to people, they can sense that I'm not one of them, and they be like, they start like throwing some comments at me. You know, they try to say some crap that makes me annoyed, or it makes me angry and all that stuff. And you know, when I say something back, it's just like it creates a whole situation, because they expect me to not say anything. You know, they expect me to like just be quiet, just shut up and take it. You know, whatever like they say, or whatever the crap that they throw at me. And I'm not with that, bro. I'm not with that. I'm done, man. I'm done like taking people's crap. You know, I'm in my mid-30s. You know, I'm pretty old. You know, I'm not young anymore. I have a bunch of gray hair, and you know, if I take people's crap, that means like people treat me like a middle schooler. So even if I stand up for myself, people still like, they'd be like, why is this guy like standing up for himself? Like, why is this guy just shut up and just go along with what we say, you know, and accept that he's what we tell him, you know? But you know, these people don't know, like, if you give them the same energy, they're not gonna tolerate that, you know. They're gonna snap. So my thing is, like, why should I tolerate what they telling me and not say anything back, you know? That doesn't freaking work, you know? And a lot of times, you know, people just, you know, love to isolate you on these days, you know, on these holidays. And a lot of times they don't even give you an explanation, like, why they do that. A lot of times they just do that just to do that, you know? And they get a kick out of it, bro. They get a kick out of it, and you know, they don't give a shit about you. You know, that's another reason. People just don't give a shit about you. Like, they don't care. So, unfortunately for us guys, we just have to spend holidays alone, or, you know, or sometimes, you know, some people, they spend time with people that they don't even like, you know? Like, they be like, you know what, I'm gonna like be around these people even though I don't like them, but I just don't want to be alone. I don't want to like spend my holidays alone. I'm like, dude, you know how frustrating that is? It's so frustrating being around people that, you know, you don't like, or they don't like you. You know, a lot of times, you know, when you, as a single guy, when you're around people, you know, like a lot of times, not a lot of times, it happened to me like so many times that they're always asking me like, oh, do you have a girlfriend? Like, where's your girlfriend at? Do you have kids? Are you successful? What is your career? What job do you do? They start asking you like a bunch of annoying questions. You know, they start asking you the bunch of these dumbass questions that you don't want to answer, you know, you don't want to get involved in. And that is so frustrating, bro. I'd rather not be around people. This is the biggest reason why I just try to, like, I'd rather be alone. You know, because being alone, I'm not getting questioned. Like, at least, like, in front of me, you know. Yeah, people can talk shit behind me, but at least, like, I'm not getting questioned with people in front of me, you know. And that is so annoying because, like, you gotta have the right answer and all that stuff. You gotta, you know, a lot of times as a single guy, as an isolated guy, as an undesirable guy, you know, you have to know how to talk to people. You know, you gotta, you know, you gotta know how to socialize, which is very difficult. Like, you gotta know what to say, what to do at the certain places, you know? Like, you know, if people ask you questions, you can't give them the wrong answer, because as soon as you give them the wrong answer, then you're done. You're pretty much done. Like, they're gonna judge you. They're gonna look at you weird. They're gonna be like, who the hell is this guy? They're gonna start questioning you, you know, and that's gonna create another situation for you, bro. You know, and I was never good at like answering people's questions, you know, because like I was being too honest, and that's another thing. You can't really be too honest with people, with nobody, not even your family. You know, being honest is, you know, like whatever you say is gonna go against you. You know, like when you're around people, right? When you're at the social gathering, right? Everybody's like talking about their career. Everybody's talking about their good life, so-called. You know, everybody's talking about like getting married and having kids and traveling and opening up a business and all that crap. And when they come to you, you know, now it's like it's just like it's it's like you freeze, you know. You hear everybody's success, you hear everybody's like so-called good life that they have, and you look at yourself like you're a guy that last time you dated a girl was like, I don't know, 7 years ago. The last girlfriend that you had was like 8 years ago. You don't have no career, you have no ambition, and sometimes you don't even have a job. You know, like you haven't graduated from school, and you're not socially advanced, you know. And that can be really, really devastating, you know. That can actually put a huge effect on your mental health, bro, because like you're getting put on a spot, basically. You know, you get put on a spot and it's very uncomfortable. I've been in those situations so many times. Like I can't imagine like I'm just looking back at it, you know, and I'm like, damn, like I've been on countless amount of like uncomfortable situations like this, bro. And I can tell you it's not fun. I can tell you that it's very problematic, bro. It's very how can I say it? It's like your mental health is getting tortured, you know? That's what it is. You know, it's like people are like, you know, people are trying you, people are testing you, you know? You get tested at these gatherings. Honestly, like, it's so annoying, bro. Like, you get heavily tested. You get, like, people are trying you. People are sizing you up by asking you questions or, like, just looking at you. And at the social gatherings, you know, if you're not a tall, good-looking guy, bro, I'm telling you, nobody's gonna take you seriously. Nobody. I know there are people in my comment section, they're gonna disagree, but that's how it is, bro. That's how it is. I'm pretty short, so you know, I'm only 5'7", and I can tell you, I almost like every social gathering that I wasn't taken seriously. Like people always asking me like, you know, why you're so short? You know, that's the thing. You know, even my friend, I had a friend like I haven't seen in 10 years, and this guy got much taller than me, and he was telling me like, so what's going on? Why did you stop growing? You know, he was telling me like, last time I seen you, you were the same size. You know. And that was pretty devastating, you know. That was pretty annoying. It's like they think like it's my fault. They think like it's my choice. I'm like, dude, do you think like I like to be short? Do you think like I like to be called short? And that's another thing, you know, like people don't want to admit this shit. Like that's something that baffles me. It's like people just don't want to admit that your height at these events actually matters, bro. There was this girl, like, I saw at the gathering, man, she was tall as hell. Like, she easily, with heels and everything, she could be at least like 6'5" or something, you know? I'm not joking, guys. She was like 6'5". and everybody was around her. Everybody was respecting her. Everybody's like just everybody just wanted to like stick to her, you know. And everybody wanted to talk to her. Everybody wanted to like everybody was complimenting her. They were like, oh my god, you're so tall, you're so beautiful, you're a model. Are you a model by any chance? You're a supermodel and all that stuff. And that girl was just there, you know. That girl was like, I didn't know what the hell is going on. You know. And you know, she was there, and people are just coming to her like a magnet, you know. Like, people are gravitating towards her just because she was tall and good looking, and she was pretty. And that's what I'm telling you, bro. Like, looks matter, bro. Looks matter in everything. Looks matter on these gatherings. Looks matter on the holidays. Looks matter in everything, bro. And if you're a guy that is alone, it's because of your looks, bro. It's because of your height, your looks, and your money. Or the lack of money, should I say. You know, that's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why people are disagreeing with me. I'm like, dude, why you're so delusional? Like, wake up. It's about looks, bro. It's about looks. If you're alone, it's about your looks. Do you think, like, if you were looking good, do you think like you would be alone? Man, I'm telling you, people would invite you to like random gatherings, bro. Like, you don't even know. Like, if you pass by women and if you look good and tall, bro, they would like freaking just snatch you from the streets and bring them home, you know? They were freaking telling you like, hey, I have this event going on, you want to join? You know, and all that. Do you think like somebody's gonna, do you think like these women are gonna tell these stuff to somebody who's like 5'7"? Hell no. Hell no. They're not gonna say that. Yeah, but if you're like a 6'6" Chad, they would like freaking drag you. They would drag you to their home. You know, and I'm pretty sure there's some idiot in my comment section going, bro, I'm 6'5" and I never had a girl in my life. I'm like, okay, bro. Okay, all right. I got you. Yeah. You're right. You're right, bro. You're right. But yeah, man. So looks matter, bro. Looks matter on everything, especially on these gatherings, bro. You know, like, a lot of times people are commenting on your looks when you're like at these gatherings, you know. And also at the gatherings, it's like a competition too, you know. Who has the hottest girlfriend? Who's the tallest? Who's the most good looking? Who's the most successful? Who has so much status? And all that stuff, you know. So for us, I would say like it's pretty stressful. You know, it's pretty stressful because we wish that we had what other people had, you know, but since we're like inadequate, since we're not good enough, since we're like not attractive or not tall or not successful, we don't have those things. You know, and society heavily pushes like looks to everybody, bro. You see all these girls, they say like, oh, this guy had everything, but I wasn't attracted to him. You know why? Because they didn't like the way he looked. That's all it is, bro. Looks matter to women just like looks matters to us, you know? It's the same thing, bro. Physical attraction is everything. But this video is getting too long, but I'm just saying, guys, like, don't be too hard on yourself. If you're a guy that got used to being alone for a long time or every holiday just like me, just count it as another day, bro. Just count it as another day. take your L, and let others enjoy whatever life they want to live, bro. Let others have better life, better, like, more fun than you. Who gives a rat's ass, bro? Some of these people are miserable. Some of these people are not even happy. They just mask it, bro. That's why they throw their bullshit at you. Have you noticed that, when people try to ruin your mood and all that stuff, it's because they're miserable, bro. It's because they want to put you down to bring themselves up. And you don't want to deal with that. So being alone is not really bad, Yeah, I know it's sometimes it's like it gets annoying, or it gets old. But do you really want to deal with people's crap? Do you really want to get tried on? Do you really want to have like a spotlight over your head? Do you really want to have target on your back? Because that's what people are going to do. People are going to target you, bro. They're going to target you. And once they target, it's over. They're going to start gossiping about you. They're going to they're going to bash your name. They're going to stop making stuff about you, making stories about you. It's not even true. Just because, if just because no girl will be with you, just because nobody would be your friend. And that's all it is, bro. I don't think anybody wants to deal with that. At least people in my situation. So, with that said, I hope you guys have a good one. And I know it's holiday season, bro. Let these days pass, bro. It's winter. It's not summer anymore, so it's not too bad. It's not too bad because it's just another day. We're getting older. These holidays are bullshit anyway. They're just fake, bro. You're being around fake people, and it's not something that you're gonna be proud of. So, with that said, hope you guys have a good one. Hope you guys, keep your mental health check, and don't be harsh on yourself, man. On these days, just spend time with the people that you actually care about. I don't know if it's your family or whoever, and just count it as another day, bro. And so yeah, guys have a good one.